Hello, fellow modelers. Today I'm going to be building Hobby Boss's UH-1C, also known as the Huey Hog, and I'm going to be using some res kit details for some extra turrets. This project was inspired by my recent trip to the Wings Over the Rockies, where I saw a UH-1M, I believe, which is a further development of the UH-1C with a better engine. And I wanted to try to recreate the specific example that they had in the museum, but unfortunately there weren't any decals, so we'll see how I compromise later on. First, after using a liquid mask on the windows, we're going to mix Ammo's satin white with their blue-gray, and we are going to paint the interior with it. Then, once again with a Ammo by Mig paint, we're going to use their red to paint the stabilizers. Using Vallejo's chrome color, we are going to start painting the kind of drive shaft of the helicopter blades, as well as other chromatic details such as the engines and exhausts, and later on we will paint the chairs. Using a AK Real Color Olive Grun Option 1, we are going to paint the seats. The sort of landing gear frame will be painted with a mix of that Vallejo Chrome and Vallejo Flat Black. Using that same flat black, we're going to paint all of the consoles as well as other black details. Using MIG's Ghost Gray, we are going to paint the seatbelts. We of course also applied the decals to the consoles. Using Tamiya's black panel liner, we're going to use it to pretty much cause a shadow effect as well as some light weathering on the chairs and consoles. Now that we've assembled the kit, we're going to mask off the windows, and we're going to paint over the clear parts with that same mixture of blue, gray, and white. This is to do the interior layer of gray. Now that we've definitely not had a airbrush mishap, we are going to base the entire aircraft with that Vallejo flat black. Once the flat black is dry, we are going to take MIG Satin White and we are going to highlight each individual panel. This should give a highlighted effect later on. This is known as pre-shading. Using Ammo by MIG's Olive Grunt Option 2 and mixing it with NATO Brown by Vallejo, about a 70 to 30% ratio, we should get this slightly brownish green color. And spraying it in thin layers, we can hopefully achieve a nice appreciating effect. Even though a appreciating effect was somewhat achieved, thinking ahead, I believe that a lot of the model was going to get darkened down, so I decided to do a post-shading effect instead. Post-shading is similar to pre-shading, except instead of doing everything before the main base, you do it after. And instead of using white, you're going to mix the same mixture for the main coat of paint with a little bit of white or tan, and that will allow you to better highlight each individual panel line. Around this point was the moment I realized that there weren't any decals to recreate the UH-1M that I saw at the Wings Over the Rockies Museum. And since I was kind of honoring that trip with this model, I decided to instead deviate from the normal painting instructions that came with the kit and instead painted the same identification markers that were on that UH-1M on this UH-1C. Can't really see it there, but I also painted a black stripe on the nose of the aircraft. It's more of a dark gray color. But once we are done with that, we are going to spray it with a varnish. And we're going to use that same Tamiya black panel liner to start highlighting the panel lines on this kit. This panel liner will also serve as a bit of a wash and will darken down those colors. We also applied decals earlier, but my phone died when I was recording that, so a bit of a mishap there. But here we can see the decals that I accidentally missed, and this is after I applied another layer of gloss varnish to the kit. We were also using the Tamiya decal solution. At this point, I assembled the ResKit M60 door guns, and I painted them with a variety of colors that I can't remember right now. While we super glue these door guns down, I kind of want to talk about this kit. Overall, this kit is actually really solid, but there are some major flaws with it. You may be able to see it, but the doors are a little bit too big. I tried to cut them out with a X-Acto knife so I could have the doors open and maybe position someone operating the guns, but it ultimately turned out that the doors did not line up properly with the inside of the door, if that makes sense. The decals were also really thin. You can't really see it right now, but that shark mouth is quite a bit see-through. Had I known that it was going to be that transparent, I would have based the back of it in white. And the final complaint I have about this kit is it doesn't really come with any weapons, so to say. It does have those two frontal guns, but it would have been nice to have some rocket launchers or door guns or anything of the like, because if it did come with those, then this would have been an easy 10 out of 10 kit for its price. You know, forgiving the decals and the misshapen doors. But yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this kit, and I'll see you guys later.